For adults who are detectable, HIV treatment, you can go on the other one. It's 2 injections from a healthcare provider, as few as 6. Where they brought, they thought that it used to be a Sunday morning. They forgot what he taught. Days he proved that he's the son of God. Why do you feel it? All his reason, like you said, death and hell can't hold him anymore. What are you looking for? It's not here. Tell somebody else. Santa Claus a long time ago. Start my heart, take my soul, be your love. We can't find a place to find me. Mind all the time, checking on my vital signs. I can't stand to fight me. It was hard to find you in the pain. It's hard now that I can't see the pain. Don't know how to find my fire again. I need you now. I need you to be my joy. in my life. Something more to show me your encouragement. Second in my life. This is the fall in my life. Gotta keep looking for the light. I'm in a war for my mind. I need you to be my There's a day coming when the old will pass away. Every wrong will be made right. No darkness, no night. The sun will light the way. There is a king coming, the one who conquered death and grave. No more pain and no more sorrow. This hope for tomorrow is our hope for today. He who lives, he who lives, he who lives, he who is to come. Cross the sun of man, riding on the clouds, with the crown upon his spirit. Every eye will see him, with the nail scars in his hands. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Oh, praise the one, praise the one, praise the one. It's the one of all glory and all praise. All that honor, strength, wisdom, and power to the Lamb that was slain. Jesus, He is. Oh, can you feel it too? Oh, this tension growing stronger. It's just a sign he's getting closer. He's already on.
It's these dogs. Top off his kids.
Like this is far more serious than what you believing or not believing in Santa Claus. That's right. Because Charlie thinks this whole thing actually happened. Scott, where's my flags? Behold the one, radiant splendor of every living thing. You are the Word. You are the light. You are the face of God. Behold the Lamb of grace and truth, the image of the Father's outstretched hand. This act of love, this sacrifice, we feel the face of God. Angels cry out this unending song. Holy is the Lord God Almighty. We all bow down in wonder and awe. Forever we will sing of your beauty. Angels cry out. Listen and dance
Well, no, usually it's after. So, I was told you, not told about this. Well, you are. How do you know that? How? You know, proof. True. You can't see what about? About this. You want to eat stuff inside? Charlie, this is a toy. We used to make things like this at work, but no one bought them. I don't talk to them. I know who you are, Dad. You'll figure it out soon enough. There are a lot of kids that believe in it. Charlie, funny. Tell me what surrender really looks like. Show me what it means to trust your heart. If I'm waiting for the perfect moment, and there's never been a better time to start, you can have it all. You can have it all. Pulling back from you is so ironic. You made me so, you know, when I pretend. Faithfulness resolves my indecision. So I choose to yield myself over again. What's that one? Then I'm doing every chance that and cutting wood travel. CNN takes to the skies to show you the latest aircraft at the flying car shows. It's not that hard. It's not that complicated to trust in your heart. And that is the invitation. So I'm letting go now.
I know that I won't regret it. I'm laying it down. It's all on the altar waiting. It's not that complicated to trust in your heart. Just when you want to make sure that your vehicle is up to speed and good to go, you're not going to break down. You don't want to be, hooked to the gas station at 21 degrees out there. So again, right in here, we'll see that camera pick up with snow as more of that moves in. That's the latest system that we're watching. It does have some rain and possibly a few storms throughout parts of the southeast that could make for a bumpy go for travel. And then on that cross, the 1-2 punch. Already some winter weather advisories. That system still developing in the next day or so. So here's this one moving on. Well, the next one developing. This is overnight tonight, 1:30 in the morning. But heaven knew some of the same spots they got. When the snow was overnight, on Monday night, the early season, storms with it. Again, one of the big wild cards here, I thought it would be whether or not we end up seeing it. So all the children will be seeing about 1-2 pumps. There could also be as far as travel goes and really Colorado. The second latest storm, many areas getting very few even more than a good. Now we're between that and then getting close to a good. So, bit of a good translation here for the end. So that's what yeah, that was definitely very this weather is not helping this one. The road could be a slow for see a lot of folks behind you. Typically, see the good things. So, what kind of impact have you seen on Sunday? You know what? The last two guys are doing good things, but this is better time of the year. As you mentioned, the busiest personal experience in the and you get the value of that area for very time. Honestly, it looks pretty normal and pretty kind of neat, and it looks pretty good to the normal time. So things are not too bad considering, and then you look at the trees here on my right, and you can see if there's ever been shutdown, it was and what we saw is well, and feeling shutdown is just a lot of drive between not conservation, a couple of base conservation, so drive to Chicago, go through Wisconsin, really good. Just imagine this thing that out of 1,900 total cancellations yesterday, 11 changes, things that Chicago, go through, as a matter of fact, listen to what they have to say. Now, let me tell you a little bit about the rest of the plans and outcomes because this is very important to this morning because there was a judge at the next trial operated by a video player, a guy
big and that is this artificial business on the ground. We have a big one from Delta saying that the flag left the very purpose of particularly from the runway to the taxiway. Very little two private members, the 54 people. No one was speaking on this taxiway at this conference. So together, to the World Association of back to back to make this issue of travel time. Yeah, that was all there. A lot of that he's looking at the hundred and all things considered that. Again, you know, want to get you out of some other breaking news. A delegation from Ukraine is in Philadelphia from the administration officials are trying to use a U.S.-backed proposal to end the war in Ukraine. And a source tells CNN that so far the negotiations are tough but very constructive. This is after meetings in Geneva last weekend. Substantial changes were made to the original 28-point plan. Now, Russia hasn't agreed to any plan, and maybe keep me safe. And keep my eyes in the right place. How I suffer when I turn my face from you. We heard from him at the tail end of those. If I'm blinded by the night, and I cannot go to sleep, help me fall into your refuge, where your plans direct my dreams. Without you, I have nothing good. Without you, I'm lost for sure. Your boundary lines have kept me safe while walking with you, Lord. Without you, I have nothing good. Without you, I'm wanting more. If my portion is your heart, that's enough for me. About ending the war. That's enough for plan for Ukraine, essentially to keep me strong. Be my arms if you have to. Keep me far from other gods. They don't hold the candles in you in your right hand. The White House, they haven't really given us what rested on my chest. There's a path of life before me. I'm confident. In you, I'm confident. Without you, I have nothing. Without you, I'm lost for sure. Your boundary lines have kept me safe while walking with you, Lord. Without you, I have nothing good. Without you, I'm wanting more. If my portion is your heart, that's enough for me. Don't believe that, because one of the outcomes is my heart's glad to be with you. Moving to the righteous path. I have found the holy people. Now they bathe in your delight. Now death is not a factor, for you smile on the sky. We have found eternal pleasures, found with your only son. My heart's glad to be with you, moving to the righteous side. I have found your holy people. Your delight. Now death is not a factor, for you smile on the sky. We have found eternal pleasures, living in your own son. Without you, I had nothing good. Negotiations from the American side at this point. Without you, I have nothing good. With the Russians, with various different parts of the Russian faction. So without you, I have nothing good. Without you, I have nothing good.
Without you, I had nothing good. Without you, I have nothing good. Without you, I have nothing good. Without you, I have nothing good.
They are always very cagey about it, essentially saying that they're not going to agree to any changes. Well, let's look at the larger picture. There is still a chance that they will agree to some of these changes, but that's the big question here. What are both sides actually going to end up with? And what
In our North Face couldn't want me up and feeling somewhat in red. Driving on the fuel light freeway. You're like coffee in a soul cup. The vessel isn't strong enough. That feels like it's a metaphor for me. Only thing I'm missing is some kindling in a light. Till you all surrender, but it's feeling true. Cause I think I lost my desire. So, send me on fire, send me on fire. Send me on fire, send me on fire. I've been trying to part with my complacence. Think I might be getting places. Finally see the forest with the trees. So I'm cutting ties to turn the pages. Not a coat, but it's adjacent. Still a couple flowers in the weeds. Trying to take it easy, but my ego never ties. Trying to build the kingdom. Is it yours or mine? Tell me whose name's getting higher. I'm running mine on a flyer. Set me on fire, set me on fire. Set me on fire, set me on fire. So set me on fire, set me on fire.
That will happen in Miami or the days ahead. Right? You will see it. Right? So thank you for that reporting. All right, still to come for us, a mass shooting at a holiday family birthday party in California. Manhunt is underway for the shooter. We'll have an update on the investigation. And later, you are making this person's birthday in the Middle East while the lobby current on this message. Okay, stay with us.
I've been trusting you with sinking. These boots weren't built for me. I've been drifting on the water of insecurity. In the noise and the distractions, in the storms of arguing, I hear your voice calling. And I'm gonna fix my eyes on Jesus, walking with the one who walks on the sea. I'm gonna give my life to follow. Speak to me and I'll go wherever you lead. Wherever you lead. I've been worshiping an image of what only looks like me, surrounding you with limits of what my eyes can see. God, will you forgive me? Restore the mystery. I hear your voice calling, calling. Gonna fix my eyes on Jesus, walking with the wind, walks on the sea. Gonna give my life, speak to me and now, wherever
What do know before they're gone?
Wherever you go, wherever you lead, that's where I'll go, that's where I'll be. The moment you call, the second you speak, that's when I'll go. Step by and believe. Wherever you lead, that's where I'll go. That's where I'll be. The moment you call, the second you speak, that's when I'll go. Step I'm gonna fix my eyes on Jesus, walking with the one who walks on the sea. I'm gonna give my life to you, Lord. Speak to me and now, wherever you lead, wherever you lead.
If it's important, it's not worth talking about. If it's not as fathers, you don't have to talk about God. It's safe. Sure. There's nothing like being scared from other people, but nothing is happening. We're back in the world of Harry Potter, where the best bakers compete to create enchanting showpieces. Let the baking and tasting begin.
All new Harry Potter Wizards of Baking tonight at 8 on Food Network. A manhunt is underway after a mass shooting at a family birthday party in Stockholm. Sacramento officials say 4 people, 11 others injured. Music for Saturday night attack.
I can feel the change.
The president
You must let me all go.
So we're just learning more about the system and also with young children, just 8 and 9 years old, and with a teenager, 14 years, and a 21-year-old. Now, 11 others were wounded at service and first person service on the scene on West Office. So that's in the you don't get of those taken to the area. There's this was a family that went 150 people. The birthday party for one of the family members. The shooting took place just before 6 p.m. at Bank of God, and the mayor recalled that the city, according to the sheriff's office, fix and everything. Each building, the state incident where they targeted very confident on YouTube today too. That's a good notice there. That's a good place or explain. I
can't live without.
think that is exactly what comes to these things. But we're doing things that are fucking later. Things that are important techniques. So that can make it the full support of the person, the community. Think of it as a little bit. I think of it as bigger than something that's kind of taken out of the animal area as well. Think of it with plastic. This feeling is part of the discovery that was a different everything that is big and the up so far. It's real. It's the way that it's really good. I mean, this is the stuff you can consider further with them.
When it comes to the next thing I can get down into junior, I prefer to go high school typically next out for the biggest study in the higher. But we could inspire me enough to be able to get that. The way it's not to do that. Settle with the view of the hybrid program. It's a better with that. Maybe to make you have stuff like in the next week.
Is there something I want it? If it's not what you get, I have nothing. If I don't have you, so I open up and let you in.
When you host, your bathroom can feel like a revolving door. Keep things fresh with Febreze Sanitary. It's an outlet-free air freshener that fights odors for 45 days. So even after every flush, you know your bathroom smells amazing. Want the fastest working GLP-1?
This is Resurrection Day. See, your life is gone, years gone astray. The sorrows of the past are turning into praise. This is Resurrection Day. Come and find the river of God. The river of faith. We're still dark, in a grave called baptism. Come and find the beginning. Here at wake up to a storm that will wake up in the name of Jesus. This is resurrection. We're alive. Wake up to a storm that's rolling. Wake up in the name of Jesus. This is
It's a little. On the eve of Thanksgiving Day in Washington, D.C. Air Force Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf, who was also injured during that targeted shooting, remains in critical condition, fighting for his life. Meanwhile, we're learning new details about the Afghan national accused of shooting those two National Guard members. I want to bring in CNN's Camila Deschelles, who joins us now. So, Camila, can you just bring us up to speed on the new information we're hearing on this shooting suspect?
Well, that's right, Omar. Since the news first broke about the shootings involving the two National Guard members, families that have now been impacted.
Sits high and looks way down low.
And injuries. Well, looking for correct, but before that,
Waves and the sea.
the one like kids. The 24-year-old is still remains.
When the night is cold and hope seems lost, and my heart starts to shiver from the frost. In the darkness, so you stand strong. Be singing to the one who sees me.
And how could it go that they're even together, looking out the State Department of Homeland Security Secretary offered more insight about the suspected shooter. We believe he was radicalized since he was born in the we believe there was responsibility on stage and the ability to continue to talk to those.
It's cold and hope seems lost. My heart starts to shiver from the frost. In the darkness, so you stand.
That is really announcing that he's going to
Whoa, to the one who sees all.
implementing his plan.
You see me go. Yes, you see me.
Appreciate the report. Investigations into the this attack
You see me.
shows it's also the private study people briefed on the double down strike and they're concerned that it could dive into it's killing an enemy in fact it's taken out the surrender today then about something like agriculture and he has no serious concerns second coach strike and he will
to eliminate any survivors with that constitutes a war.
It seems to. If that is true, if what has been reported is accurate, I've got serious concerns about anybody in that chain of command stepping over a line that they should never step over. We are not Russia. We're not Iraq. We hold ourselves to a very high standard. Going after survivors in the that is considered
I've wasted so much time trying to satisfy a place in my heart that's made for you.
at least 80.
I've done it my own way, but it left a bitter taste. So I keep on coming back to you. Deep down the whole time I knew the truth. Everything goes. The closer you you're the welcome wonder. Nothing else can satisfy. 'Cause everything good comes from you.
This is not healthy stuff. You just want to be a
The joy that sustains my soul. No other love can place. Don't wanna counterfeit. It's not you, it's powerless. Don't run it anywhere but the soul. 'Cause everything the closer you you're the worst wonder. Nothing else can satisfy. 'Cause everything good comes from you. You know the real thing when you find it. And everything good is because of you. So obvious I can't deny it. You're the only one worth running to. Come on.
If you're about to ask your doctor about a
Is everything
good space and a lot of stress.
good?
With confidence.
Yeah.
Support parents and strengthen
Everything
this is within outside. With all-day battery life to power through your to-dos, so you have extra free time and extra savings. So this holiday season, you can be as extra as you like. Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds. My favorite. We'll say this to customers. When I saw it,
never thought that I could be so sure. Not a fear or anxious thought is enough to change your heart. I love,
you can never be accepted. There's something good love. When you think of it being I
with me every step of the way. You're my refuge, you're my home. You're the place where I belong. Before I said anything, before I did anything, before I knew anything, I was loved by you. Before I said anything, before I said anything, before I knew anything, I was loved
The holidays following a no start 28% stores and the season is competing for very shoppers. Don't forget already.
I've got everything I need 'cause I'm loved by you. Everything I need, everything I need. Joy, peace, I'm free. Love, joy, peace, I'm free. Joy, peace, free. I'm free, I'm free, I'm free.
There are still epidemics on days like this one. Even 50% of all day. There's twice as productive as its older facilities. The working on the floor, a lot of it's being done by the kids. Is that by the done by the dog? I'm ready to the box, but I'm ready to do it. I'm really small on the box. Where's the box rate? What's the key? The same thing, the dimensions of the items that you just click buy on? We're building a custom-made box for your specific order. I'm about to ship someone their the box that was made and the products that they ordered. So they're all coming together like this. Ordered a full soft salad, very good, and to dog yes, yeah. So this is good. Okay. Here. Get the ready? That's it. Someone's delivery time by about 30 minutes. Apologies. Whoever that was. I think we'll be okay.
I'm a little scared to sing the song. You know it's coming, you forgot. But you said I gotta do it. Just gotta be it on my cross. 'Cause the things what the world gives, the things you say that matter most, and all of it compared to you. No, it doesn't even come close. You can have it all, every single time. Anything you want, every single mind. Anything you call it, everything you want. You can have it all, every single mind. All of my life.
I think we built on that again today. There's no way to be done. It's a lot of moving parts. There are a lot of moving parts. I just make another point. Your public equation. I'm going to see you later this week. Mr. Woodcock travels to Moscow. Although he also been very integrated with the Russian side, but a pretty good understanding of their views as well. So
much work remains, but today was again a very productive and useful session. I think it did make progress tonight. We continue to think about how difficult it is, but also it's particularly good in the fact that how we make progress. Without ending the war. It is about the good and future. So at the moment, Restream wasn't productive. Let the station support will keep you updated. Okay, thank you very much, guys.
You can have my heart.
So, describe this.
You can have my heart. Single time, giving you 100% of my heart. Anything comes with everything you want. Never leave the scene of my heart. From Jesus and God to my soul. Never failing friend. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm
Why choose to sleep on this spot though? Can I keep me warm when I'm cold?
Wait, no, I'm always hot.
Sleep never does that.
Can I make my side softer?
I make my side firm. Sleep never does that. The idea for a missing and it was not the ball. Help us sleep better and better. Sleep never does that. You only love is our It's our Black Friday sale. Try. Just to you. Save 50% on the limited edition smart bed. Only at Sleep Number.
Ever changed a tire before? Don't pay. I just wanted to help people by sharing dad advice on TikTok. I'm not a dad to just my own kids, but to the millions of people that just need to hear, you got this.
COPD is an ugly reality. I watch as this world just keeps getting smaller. But then, Trilogy helped us see things a little differently. With 3 medicines and 1 inhaler, Trilogy keeps airways open for a full 24 hours and prevents future growth. Once daily Trilogy also improves lung function, so people with all day and night.
Trilogy won't replace the rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems.
the king of love had given up.
Do not take Trilogy more than prescribed. Trilogy may increase your risk of
The darkest day in his
Call your doctor for some breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating.
They're on a cross they made for sinners. For every curse is blood
Once-daily Trilogy for COPD, because breathing should
would final breath and it was fading.
For gentle, dependable relief from
But
constipation.
not
Gentle, doctors will recommend it during pregnancy and after surgery. Colace increases water.
for the enemy to share.
One more laxatives, cramping or straining.
And the veil
I told you it doesn't fit in your earth.
with sacrifice was made as the heavens roll.
when investing leads to profits. JP Morgan Wealth Management is
King Jesus.
Take it out.
It was the night before Christmas when all through the barn, treats were all wrapped up, heading out from afar. Harry and David exclaimed as they drove out of sight. Merry Christmas to all.
There was a moment where the sky lit up, a flash of light breaking through. When all was lost across eternity, the King of life was on. For in a dark cold tomb, where our Lord was laid, one miraculous breath, and was forever changed. King Jesus,
The public interest, this is what it's demanded. The official had extorted $20,000 free U.S. Meanwhile, right now, as we believe various ways to the law of other even the prime minister, still ain't done reading in areas live. What is the first day to be the first day? What else is going to be? It's like very, very busy there. One of the governor, prime minister, and the secret policy between those powerful members of the government here in this country. Tomorrow is going to be day with the Christian community. Going to the tomb of very popular Christians, who were by 2000, there was that massive explosion. They killed more than 200 people, wounding more than 6,000, and severely damaging much of the eastern part of the city. Now, on the slave of Turkey, the first Lebanon of the country where there is diversity. That is one example, I would say, of I think what we are would be looking for throughout the world. So in spite of religious differences, in spite of ethnic differences, in spite of many other differences, people can indeed live in peace. At the moment, the Lebanese are various different sects. There are 18 different in Lebanon, living in relative peace, but of course, the problem among the Lebanese, but the southern neighbor of Israel, which was done like a year ago, but since then, that these things were very well and airstrike the United States with local ceasefire wasn't going to bring up different than the Israeli violation.
of that type of fire. Remember that they're not to go South Lebanon, where there's bombers taking place, but certainly really consider the time that there are increasing states that if you look at these guns and things good that to resume the war in Lebanon.
I just wonder what do you make of the Pope's visit so far and its significance?
Pope Leo greeted all of us back in May and said initially to the whole world, peace be with all of you. And so for his first trip to be to a place where peace is definitely a priority, but is sometimes hard fought and hard found, for him to go there and continue this message of peace, I think is quite significant. He's really proving himself to be a pope who wants to put peace on his agenda and on the agenda of the world. I was really struck by the sights of so many people there in Lebanon greeting him, cultural greetings. There was a drone show when he first arrived at the first stop on his visit. He was, of course, in an encased Mobile because of the rain, but also because I think of security concerns. But I think it's a very significant thing that he visits those two countries, Turkey and then Lebanon, for him to go to
Yeah, hopefully it was really that because he didn't want to visit Lebanon. See how real, of course. But why is Lebanon?
Well, what makes it so about one of the first collaborators after that is because of Trinity, who is the head of the capacity for physical team development. You took it for that what others are on the curriculum today, because the idea is to the agenda, but it's Turkey with a heavy foundation between the Hasia. So I really wanted to I think it's because so are quite diverse in their beliefs. If people, as you said on the Trinity, there are differences in what we believe. So we can still collaborate, we can still find common ground and be able to unite for the better, because that's a fantastic example to compare schools. And we could also say that there really is not a place to go somewhere, but maybe visit I can feel it, your arms around so tight.
If it hurts you to watch this, you're right here. The eczema medication you're taking may not be right for you. Visit myrawtruth.com and talk to your dermatologist about your symptoms and treatment options.
An MSC cruise isn't just a vacation, it's a holiday. With European style. That's the sign. Nobody could speculate. No. It's the donuts, right? That's right. On MSC Cruises, it's not just a vacation. Special. And in multiple spots on here. Once you're a fan.
anywhere. Just let the window blow.
Thank you, Medicare beneficiaries. As both Medicare and Medicaid, now get 90% of the options and coverage that's right for you. Choose a Medicare Advantage plan to offer you more benefits than law. Millions of members turn to healthcare for benefits and services that go beyond the reach of Medicare. Help them lead better, healthier lives.
I quit my
You can plan
trust.
with $0 low monthly plan premium, co-pay,
I
and
wanna
deductible.
pick
And with
you
Medicare,
on the
your
shore.
life, you get over.
May
More
I
focused,
venture out
more
into
business and good.
the
Eyewear, plus prescription drug coverage, follow that 855 prescription global life and death benefits are requested free all of them down. There's no option. We're here to help you keep your options to keep your healthcare plan in the right decision. Therefore, have a large number of adopted schedule and those who have Medicare Advantage plans. All of them will include a credit card. You can hold it down a health plan and benefit increases that verify. This will be the pathway. There is a full health savings through online doctors. What are the visitors and get health and safety support research and food safety benefits of online classes. Welfare Health contract with Medicare to provide Medicare Advantage plans. It's been serving those with Medicare Advantage, Medicaid, and prescription drug plans for more than 35 years. Online, we're here to help you get doctors and even assist with moving you over the phone. It's the company that keeps your health first. Welfare, the coverage you need and more. Call now and get a free doctor all in one time.
so I don't know my own understanding my choice. If you want to leave me stranded, slow down. Time harder, baby. Be alone. You
I'll do it. But only one can be this year, CNN here every year. Visit CNN.com/here to read the honoree. Then tap your vote. You get 10 votes a day every day. Whenever you get CNN Hero of the Year, it's great to hear. We need to have the U.S. and the world. I'm just going to say my radio show this number today and talk about that. Much work remains, but today we're going to very productive question. We're asking for additional progress. We continue to be realistic about how difficult the schools are asking us, but particularly given the fact that as we make progress, every day they still they can say that this is not just about engineering, but it is about securing the future. Not for me and John, you know, the people, it's the changes in it. That's all I think we get in the job. Been a major tipping point for both the phone and it's there's been on thing that I put in home to get that. Kristen, what else did you hear from the Secretary of State?
What really is is what happened when we got really close. We basically reiterated that we were optimistic, but as we really did, we found that a lot more realistic than maybe the theories on the website, in particular, noting again that Russia has not and as soon as it's doable, we can negotiate and as soon as US and Ukraine is just as starting to take a look.
This is comprehensive relationship. It's not just about the things that are in fighting.
It's about also the things that set up and set up that stage. I thought we started down the ground for that I still think to do that. I think we continue that work and I'll come communications throughout the week. I think we vote on that again today, but there's no answer to that. It's delicate, it's complicated. There are a lot of moving parts, and obviously there's another part of the back here that I to a flood of your person, and might actually bring you later this week to this Friday, to tomorrow. Of course, our other side of you talking about is the donors who have this side. We afford to the right hand of the past, so they are self cognition, only that they have just about that. They are teaching you that they serve the love God. They have their roots on rather than they have good opportunity to be started. Outside and incredibly optimistic coming out of it. All ideas for leaders, to the one side, has done not very much. So there is still a lot of things to do. And it isn't having an attention to the very something that ladies like. No real support about what is being done. So if you are the two, the technical structure, the security, the quality, the same unbelievable exactly to the sure, and it doesn't consider that I'm not saying that they say that I'm living around today, but also military, even military, the really very stuff they did as land, most individuals, most people who are crazy kind of we believe that some land is going to the Russia as a gift so much land, rather than being frustrated with the thought of that experience on this. They're actually the conversation about the stuff first, because the last one has been that this is the most people focused on to tell him that he was going to have to see land and he was essentially saying that wasn't going to happen. So still a lot of stuff to do, as we heard with this over there, later in the week. But there's so much of it that doesn't
Yeah, Christian Lukov, as you mentioned, as we heard from Secretary of State, expected to head to Russia for this meeting. Can you just give us a sense for why maybe this effort of a meeting with the Russian president is different than previous efforts? Maybe it's not, or we still haven't made substantial progress. But how is this potential meeting or this future meeting being viewed here?
One is that they're going to the president of Russia with an action plan. So that's difficult to understand. Including Putin from the last time. Nobody had a plan. So it's just that some folks don't do that. They know they sat down the top face to face, and all that was sat down to try to get a meeting on the Russian president and focusing on this story. Then there was a thing that was like, Putin was going to have the president. The president felt bad because he was the patriots, the survivors, but that's very important thing that we have to because the point to report is they're going to believe that. So what he's doing now is he's ideally that there is a plan building it. We know the Russian president is having an initial plan. It's likely to be in the team as well because we know that the very I think with the federal and some of the concepts, some of the actual media so it's likely to have an idea of what's going to be in this book. But what we're seeing now is that they're going to start with this thing, and there's exactly what I said. There's something there to go. I told you, there's something there that's really good, and he's saying there's something people actually got to do it. So what's really different is that it's going to go in with likely a document that is the proposal in the peace plan that the U.S. wants, that the U.S. is going to be forming, and the U.S. is going to be repeatedly using the Ukraine on. Second is that you think of that completely going to that. Particularly, what I'm saying is that was actually the original defense. Well, I think the main thing that people get is territory. Because if you look at breakdowns, Russia is saying essentially, the areas that we have tried to get to the neighborhood, we have what we think that a lot of colors, basically, the doctor taking in 2014, children doing, we're talking about them, but there has been a lot of stuff. So the reference is saying they're not able to get all of it, but they are considering, and maybe even usually, accepted as usually part of the autograph is the United States. And that the parents the parent object of those things. So these are, when we talk about the heroes, this is really very detailed, and it is very difficult to think of it as you put together. People are doing it with a lot of times, a group where you have a it's one day for the person. And we can think of it and essentially what we thought this should be doing, but he was really, look at the even the time and the words he's using now. It is really quite profound. I'm not going to explain it something like this. It's really tiny people. So I think it's good how he hears that in the video. He does know that what I'm talking about is that that used to be only in a place. And but I didn't see it. And the way to get past that, I think that's true. They take it, get back to the news, and say, here's so you know, like this. So what do you want them to do?
And I just wonder, how would you project that?
We can take a vacation for New Mexico.
I don't know.
There's some stuff that he'll like from New Mexico. We can vacation there.
Today? That's cool. You feel like I'm going to Mexico today? Yeah. I think it would be like, he was older. He was and so Friday was somewhat different from household cultures in the time. We have them militarily, there's their stories and their music and their stories. Only had a family to the nothing to do. Those they're right next to the water and holding inside of you. That's that is stepping down. So all of these factors at that time. And main target. And his military, they just can't have the favorite have problems too. That's right there. Koreans and the Chinese and the Hawaiians helping them. So yeah, I think the timing, the feeling of
Like, I think it's good. I think it's
But Where are you guys located?
But at the Ram Black
I
Friday
know.
sales event, it's all about getting. Get 0% APR financing for 60 months. Get the strongest
I know.
1500 ever. And get it all backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Nothing stops Ram. Don't let anything stop you from getting a great deal at the Ram Black Friday sales event. Right now, purchase this Ram 1500 and get 0% financing for 60 months or 5,500 total cash allowance on 2026 Ram 1500 models in dealer inventory. And get a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Which camera am I looking at? Anthony Bourdain's Prime Cuts digs deep into the parts unknown archives. Enjoy this stuff that we never aired before. Anthony Bourdain Parts Unknown Prime Cuts, now streaming exclusively on the CNN app. A small West Virginia community gathered last night to mourn the loss of a hometown hero. Residents filled the Webster County High School gym to honor National Guard Specialist Sarah Beckstrom, the 20-year-old, tragically was killed after an ambush attack on the eve of Thanksgiving Day in Washington, D.C. Air Force Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf, who was also injured during that targeted shooting, remains in critical condition, fighting for his life. Meanwhile, we're learning new details about the Afghan national accused of opening fire on those two National Guard members. I want to bring in CNN's Camila Chalice, who joins us now. So can you just walk us through the latest developments here?
Well, Omar, since the news first broke about the shootings involving the two National Guard members, there has been an outpouring of support and prayers for both families that have been, in fact, impacted by this. And what we've learned so far is that the 20-year-old Sarah Beckstrom, she did not survive her injuries. And we spoke to her ex-boyfriend just a few days ago, and he told us that when Sarah first learned that she was going to be deployed to the city of D.C., she was at first very hesitant, but then her feelings being changed. Take a listen.
How did she feel about being deployed to DC?
We are actually making the intentional choice to delay, but I still want to be prepared for when that day comes, especially with ever-changing social media.
I didn't figure
I
it
actually just found out that Instagram has updated their tweet accounts, and it's definitely
She didn't want to be there, not a downer, like she didn't want to be there. And once she was there, she kind of realized it wasn't too bad. And she having fun.
Now, as for the 24-year-old Andrew Wolf, he still remains in critical condition. He's also from West Virginia and has been with the West Virginia National Guard since 2019. Now, Omar, here's what we're learning about the suspected shooter involved in this incident. Authorities say that he worked with the CIA in Afghanistan before coming to the U.S. in 2021, and he came to this country under the Biden-era program. Now, he was recently just granted asylum just earlier this year under the Trump administration, and sources told CNN that he was extremely vetted by U.S. intelligence agencies. Now, he's at this moment facing murder charges, and prosecutors are now considering even seeking out the death penalty. Now, just earlier today, the DHS Secretary Christine Noem offered more insight about the suspected shooter. Take a listen.
We believe he was radicalized since he's been here in this country. We do believe it was through connections in his home community and state, and we're going to continue to talk to those who interacted with him, who were his family members, to talk to them. So far, we've had some participation, but anyone who has the information on this, know that we will be coming after you, and we will bring you to justice.
Now, Omar, in the upcoming days following the shooting, President Trump made it very clear that he intends to crack down on immigration policies in light of what happened. And even in one recent announcement, Trump said that he is going to implement a permanent pause on migration from all third world countries, but has not given out more details about which countries he's referring to.
All right, Charles, I appreciate the reporting. Coming up for us, a wellness trend that started with going barefoot. Don Riddell tried it, kicking off his shoes to kickstart his well-being, and we're going to talk about it next. I'm Steve Monzine at Frederick National Airport.
Every Stearns and Foster using the finest materials that can build meaningful and ultra-conforming inner springs for a beautiful mattress and indescribable coverage. Save up to $900 on select adjustable mattress sets at stearnsandfoster.com.
You've got classic, right? Yeah, rules of trust. Whether you drive it every day or only take it out on the biggest night of the year, it's kind of not Harbor Freight. Black Friday deals up to 70% off happening now.
I'm Laura Geller, and this is my RSVP Ready palette. Your full face kit for any big night out. Apply eyeshadow to enhance and define your eyes. Use the bronzer for contouring and deep blush along the apples of your cheeks. Then lightly blend powder bronzer all over for a soft glow and add a touch of highlighter. Finish with the creamy lip to complete your look. This palette is a holiday must-have. Shop RSVP Ready palette at laurageller.com. No longer apart. That's true. But I say this makes you self-investment. Study. The first major innovation is diabetes treatment in over 30 years. And while I still have to, I would still do it. Different hydrollo is improving and significantly reduce the risk of symptoms getting worse. And I can treat my PIVP with a once-weekly injection in about 30 seconds.
Do not use this architecture if you're allergic to its ingredients. It may increase infection risk and cause serious allergic or infusion or injection-related reactions. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, fever, recent or planned vaccination, allergy history, or kidney problems. Most common side effects include respiratory and urinary tract infections, headache, and injection site reactions.
I'm in the fairway, what's the trouble? I'm getting the road, so I'm like, hold on. That's how we get visitors.
Ask your neurologist about Victor and Trio for self-injection.
This day-by-day provides deeply non-medicated big thinking. It needs to be applied for the whole family. This day-by-day. And for all the delicate savings, the fix will go ahead. Is your body sending you open plan? If you have high blood pressure or type 2 diabetes, your kidneys could be warning you about increased risk, like heart attack or stroke. Don't miss a kidney signal. Ask your doctor about a UACR warning. I love my work and for people. I often assist women who struggle with urinary incontinence, many who have fallen trying to reach the bathroom, or who have damaged skin from too much sweating. It can take a toll on them. At home, I worry for my mother. A lot of things through the bladder leakage affected her life. That's why I tell her the treatment is available for home use. It's a number option for women who experience moderate to severe bladder leakage. This external pusher uses a soft flexible disc placed outside the body to draw urine away from the body and into a collection canister. It's non-leaking and designed to keep the skin dry and stay in place. We trust it to help us throughout the night. So we're all better rested and can enjoy the things we love together.
Order yours online at SterilWickedHome.com or call 800-483-3135 today. New external catheters for women and men available for home use. Call 800-483-3135 today. Welcome to Times Square. Yeah! This is the place to be on and watch that. I really want to watch this. Do you have a great show last night? I thought you would have been fired by now. I thought you would have been fired by now. An incredible community that we built up together. You're here with us, and we are with you. Step it off, everybody. Junior T Block with Anderson and Ace. Watch it in on CNN and watch on the CNN app.
If you get on social media, you may come across viral videos of people walking around barefoot, but there is an actual term for this, and it's called grounding. And it starts with going outside, taking off your shoes and socks, letting your feet actually make direct contact with the earth, touching grass, like some might say. Recently, one of our own here at CNN did just that, and he shares this experience with us is CNN World Sport anchor Don Riddell. Don, thanks for being here. So, can you help us understand what made you want to do this?
Hey, Omar, I've been curious about this for a while. There was a documentary a few years ago called The Earth Being Eaten, and it really kind of opened my eyes to the benefits of not just being outdoors, which I really enjoy anyway, and it's just included to the good things, but I guess taking it one step further and actually taking the substance to that. And literally, the day or two after I saw this video, I was outside walking through the forest, and there was a guy coming past me in the opposite direction with his shoes off without a care in the world, and I've never seen anything like it. So I've always wondered if it was perhaps more common than I realised. Who's the other guy I've ever seen do it? So I got to thought about it. And this year I decided to write about it, and I thought if I'm going to write about it, I've got to actually do it. And I must say, I was very impressed with the experience and the results.
Yeah, so tell me about that. What was the experience actually like when you were on your first walk, or it's called a first walk without shoes on outdoors?
Yeah, it wasn't as comfortable as I initially thought. I walk the same trail regularly, and I've never noticed the little stones and covers and bits of gravel underneath my sneakers. So that wasn't the most comfortable to navigate, but I was surprised how quickly I figured out that used to it. But what I noticed that night is that I slept the best I've slept in years. That lasted a good week. Now, this is just anecdotal evidence. This is just my own personal experience. Hard to say what we report that. Maybe I performed some crazy reflexology on my feet and it was that. Some people would say, well, this is the effect of grounding writ large. And the theory, Omar, is that there are basically negative charges that come from the earth, and those are stabilizing electrons that help cancel out the free radicals within our bodies. And that's what people really believe grounding is all about. But I've also spoken to some other experts who say, well, the science on that is still emerging. There aren't really any conclusive independent studies into the sort of electrical side of it. But the people I spoke to said, look, just being outside is teaching you. It's proven that that is the case. And the more you are able to connect with the complex microbiomes that we found outside, and particularly in kind of forestry wooded areas, just the better that it's going to be for you. The more it's going to improve your gut and brain mechanisms, reduce inflammation, and increase your immune function. So maybe that's what I did to myself. Yeah, I'll have to go out and do it more often, but I need it. Go on.
I was going to ask that. I know you wrote about it, you documented it this time. You went out, you realized there were a few more stones out on the trail than you realized before. But do you think this is something that is now a part of your life, something you do again?
Yeah, I mean, I love sleeping well.
Yeah.
It's been a while. So, I mean, I don't know if I get the same results again next time, but I definitely do it again. And, the people that I've spoken to that do it say, it's not going to hurt you. I will admit, I was keeping my eyes open for snakes or breaking glass or something that really could have hurt me. So, I mean, you don't have to go out on a path for miles through the forest. I mean, you can just, when you're on the grass at home, just take your shoes off. It doesn't need to be miles and miles or hours and hours every day. Just kind of thinking more about how you can connect with nature in as many different ways as possible. It's for sure going to be good.
Yeah, there's nothing like feeling that fresh grass on your feet. And, take it to a hike or to a walk is clearly the next level. And I'm glad you tried it, and I can't wait to read about it when the experience is up online a little bit later. So I'm Dell. Thanks for stopping by. All right, up next, boys. I felt hopeless. I might actually die. But I won't make it past today. An incredible survival story amid heartbreaking loss. She made it through the Hong Kong fire that claimed more than 140 lives. How to make it out and what he saw next.
For all heroes, but only one can be this year's CNN Hero of the Year. Visit CNN.com/heroes to vote beyond read. Then cast your vote. You get 10 votes a day, every day. Who will be the CNN Hero of the Year? The choice is yours.
Which makes mobile apps hard. And it has encryption technology to help you keep your data safe. For adaptable design, make more.
Not today. Got me the next 12 hours.
What's the next 4 hours? What's the next when you break up, you're moving up and out. With the congestion, you'll lose both.
How can you make a child smile? Well, let's see. We could tell them a joke, give them a gift, or maybe a little game. But for some kids, a bigger smile takes a little more. A little more everything. From local trained surgeons, nurses, and specialists. So, how can you make a child smile? Donate today.
Shopify's point of sale system helps you sell at every stage of your business. With fast and secure payments, a card reader you can rely on, and one place to manage it all. Whatever the stage, businesses that grow with Shopify.
I told myself I was okay. My moderate would be a rheumatoid arthritis.
What's my psoriatic arthritis symptoms? Is chest okay?
Isn't okay.
And I was done. So, if you still have symptoms of Retine's Humira or Enbrel, Rinvoq works just as this. Rinvoq is a once-daily pill that can rapidly relieve joint pain, stiffness, and swelling as fast as 2 weeks for some. As we reach the 3-year mark, many people felt this relief. Rinvoq can stop joint pain, and in PSA, can leave skin clear or almost clear.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal. Cancers including lymphoma and skin, serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occur. CV event risk increases at age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events, infection, Hep B or C, smoked or pregnant or planning. Don't take it allergic or have an infection.
Unsettling? Ask your rheumatologist for Rinvoq. It trades back what's yours. Add these to help you stay. On the tee, it's Skechers World Champions Cup, USA versus Europe versus International, featuring champions tour players from all over the world. Competition will be tense. Seats will be comfy. Skechers World Champions Cup, December 4th and 5th on ESPN, ESPN Plus, and the 7th on ABC. Vision only on Ring. AI tools for sharper design, here in the Lowe's, and skate for tomorrow. Protect your home like I do with Retinal Vision on your 4K cameras and doorbells from Ring. Shop now at ring.com.
What's a natural detox ocean with clinically validated, triple-tested CMV to energize and renew your liver. Find your vitamins in the supplement aisle at Walmart. Doctors prefer better science, better results.
Why do you sleep under smart bed? Can it keep you warm or cold?
Wait, no, I know it's hard.
Sleep never getting that.
Can I have my side softer?
I think it's like sleep never does that. Your idea for a missing and was comfortable all night. All the sleep better and better. Sleep never says that. You'll love this for you. It's a Black Friday sale. You try. You have a little coverage that is just for you. Take 50% on the limited edition smart bed. Only at Sleep Number. Crime catches up with everyone, even me. That's why I felt Puro Ultra High Filtration Turmeric to support my joint health. Remember when Dr. recommended Pharma Turmeric? It helps you keep your things you love at every day. Puro, the brand I trust. 24 days on unknown plant tests. Now streaming exclusively on the internet. Torrential downpours, flooding, and landslides across Southeast Asia have killed nearly 700 people, with hundreds still missing. A rare tropical storm demolished parts of Indonesia, Thailand, and Malaysia this week, putting millions of people at risk. As new video shows the damage, Indonesia was rescuing, transporting body bags, and evacuating residents. Sri Lanka was devastated by a separate storm that heavy rain, which is now heading toward India. And officials say that most homes in low-lying areas near the capital are underwater and without power. Some of the images there. And today, dozens are still missing, and it's become one of Hong Kong's worst disasters in decades. Rescuers are making their way through what remains of 7 towers after a fire spread really quickly in one of the city's apartment complexes, killing at least 136 people and displacing thousands. CNN Tanaka Montgomery visited the scene and spoke to one of the survivors.
Before William Lee could see or smell this fire, his wife inside this video. Flames were engulfing their apartment building, she said, and she needed to leave now. But when he opened his front door, he was met with this sight feeling deathless.
I told my wife again. I said, Mom, the door is full of thick smoke. That's when my wife stops it almost.
William is a rare survivor in Hong Kong's worst fire in decades, an inferno that claimed dozens of his neighbors' lives. The videos he filmed while trapped in his apartment for 2 hours and the messages he exchanged with his wife shows just how narrowly he escaped. William lived on the second floor of this apartment complex, and the fire was being fenced. In another attempt to escape, he covered his face with a wet towel. But in the hallway, he heard an elderly couple screaming for help. Their home was already engulfed in flames. After the fire shattered their windows,
Hey, okay, okay.
When I saw my window in this situation, I felt that this time I might actually die. But I won't recognize it.
Cấm ô tô.
Friends that are not very clear. And if anything happens to me, take care of my children.
but then help arrived. 2 hours after his wife's first call, firefighters pulled William and his neighbors to safety.
Cấm ô tô để đấy.
My daughter ran toward me and hugged me and said, Daddy didn't die. Dad doesn't need to die. My son was sitting to the side, just crying alone.
William's survival is a rare miracle in a disaster of staggering loss. But the fire took everything from him.
Thánh thần mạng hậu trước hàng rào OK.
I'm gonna wait for my children to grow up. Memories that I created with my wife,
Khi nào đi vào cai
memories of making this home, they're all gone.
The community in Taipo is left reeling from a tragedy that will haunt them for years to come. Hanako Montgomery, CNN, Hong Kong.
Hanako Montgomery, thank you for that reporting. New hour of news starts right now. If you've been with us, welcome back. If you're just getting here, welcome in. I'm Omar Jimenez, sitting in for Frederica Whitfield. Happening right now, President Trump is on his way back to Washington, D.C. after spending the holiday weekend at his Florida home. His return comes as a delegation from Ukraine just wrapped up talks with Trump administration officials north of Miami. They're trying to move ahead with a U.S.-backed proposal to end the war in Ukraine. Secretary of State Marco Rubio spoke just a short time ago.
Much work remains, but today was again a very productive and useful session where I think additional progress was made. And we continue to be realistic about how difficult this is, but optimistic, particularly given the fact that as we've made progress, I think there's a shared vision here that this is not just about ending the war, which is very important. It is about securing Ukraine's future.
Now, after meetings in Geneva last weekend, substantial changes were made to that original 28-point plan. Russia hasn't agreed to any deal, and major sticking points remain, we should note, from both Ukraine and its European allies. I want to bring in CNN senior White House reporter Betsy Klein, who is with us. Betsy, can you just give us a sense for what else we heard from the Secretary of State, but also what comes next here?
Well, Omar, for days, we have been hearing such optimism from the Trump administration about the prospect of ending Russia's war in Ukraine. And that was by design. Sources familiar with the matter telling us that that was intended to put maximum pressure on both Kyiv and Moscow to drive both sides to the negotiating table. But we heard really tempered expectations there from Secretary of State Marco Rubio as he emerged from talks in Miami with Ukrainian officials. Now, this round of talks was different because one of President Zelensky's key aides, Andriy Yermak, resigned earlier this week after an anti-corruption raid of his home. So Zelensky without a very key negotiator there. But Rubio said the goal of these talks is to, 1, end the war, 2, to set up Ukraine for financial success, and 3, to keep Ukraine safe from a future invasion. Rubio saying there is more work to be done, as he did not lay out the specific details of what progress was made today. Listen.
This is comprehensive what we're working on here today. It's not just about the terms that ends fighting. It's about also the terms that set up Ukraine for long-term prosperity. I thought we started laying the groundwork for that, most certainly in Geneva. I think we continued that work in our communications throughout the week. I think we built on that again today, but there's more work to be done. This is delicate, it's complicated. There are a lot of moving parts, and obviously there's another party involved here that'll have to be a part of the equation. And that'll continue later this week when Mr. Woodcock travels to Moscow.
Now, Rubio there acknowledging the very challenging reality that Russia is going to ultimately have to agree to whatever